Hello and welcome to my channel and welcome to my Kate Bush Tarot deck. I'm going to talk about the Six of Wands today, and I think there's quite a few interesting things to say about fame and Kate Bush's approach to fame. I'm going to start with the Thoth because I want to keep this quite simple, just to talk about my approach to the card. Now, in making this tarot deck, I have noticed that sometimes how do I say this? My knowledge of the cards sometimes is fuzzier than I thought. That I think I know what a card's about. And then I look at other cards and I think, do I really fully know the distinction between the Six of Wands, say, and the Six of Pentacles? And I find the Thoth here really helpful because of these keywords. I sometimes think with the Thoth, even if you knew very little about tarot, these keywords are often so emotive that you could do a reading based on those. Almost use it like an oracle deck, say. And for Six of Wands, Crowley uses the word victory. And he uses, for Six of Pentacles, he uses the word success. And I was thinking, well, I'd noticed that I often use the word success in relation to Six of Wands. And I started to think, well, what's the distinction? Perhaps I shouldn't be using the word success for Six of Wands. And I thought, well, victory, that implies like a war or a competition, or it implies someone has lost. It implies that you've done better than someone else. And there's definitely status involved in that. And to me, the conclusion I came to anyway, that maybe this card is more about other people seeing we've done well. So it's more about external validation. And then I thought, well, success doesn't always have to be about external validation. In fact, the success that I find most fulfilling is when it's more based on like an internal motivation, when it's about what we want. Success can be something quite quiet that other people don't even notice, but it is about our own fulfillment. And I suppose what I'm really saying is that maybe, and this is probably more to do with my personality and my own bias, but maybe I'm more aware of the shadow side of this Six of Wands than here, the Six of Discs. Anyway, we're not going to talk about Six of Discs today. I'm going to talk about Six of Wands. And the song I have chosen is Wow. I'll just zoom out a tiny bit. And I think this is the only card that I've just chosen the title. I haven't actually, or the chorus, I haven't chosen any other lyrics. And I thought wow is such an interesting word. And I had a quick look at the origins of the word wow. And it can be traced to 16th century Scottish. Well, that's the first written record of the word wow. And what I've read about it was that they were saying it's like it's a natural sound. It's just what we say. It's when we have our mouth in that, when we kind of a surprise, wow, is just really easy for our mouth to say. It's the sort of letter that a baby in most cultures finds really easy to say as well. It's quite a universal word or expression. And it's like instinctive. But of course, in this song, wow is used in a very self-conscious, almost manipulative way. So we have the person who is trying to get on, be a really good actor, or, get the success that they want. And they're frustrated. And the feedback they're getting from people, oh, you're wonderful, oh, you're amazing. But they're still not getting where they want. They're still, people are maybe making fun of them behind their back, or, there's a reason why they're not really giving them roles, but they're not being honest and telling them. And it's about the kind of phoniness of show business, I suppose. And with that in mind, I chose these two figures here are from, I've just got this book here, from this fairy tale book. And the illustrator is Paul Durand. I think that's how you say his name. And this is from Emperor's New Clothes. And I thought, well, they're kind of in a similar situation. So these are the two tricksters in Emperor's New Clothes that tell the emperor, oh, we've woven this amazing cloth for you, but really they send him out naked into the streets and he becomes a laughing stock. And that trickery, that manipulation reminded me a little bit of what happens in WoW, I think. And there's a lot of humour in this song. I think it's a great Kate Bush song, and I love her performance of it. I will link that below. I like the earlier performance, I think, rather than the one that's the montage of her different performances, the one that was actually made with WoW in mind. And this is Kate Bush herself. It is from, I'll just show you this book I have shown before, I think, on other videos. It's got lots of, it's Kate Bush, a visual biography by Laura Shenton, and it's got lots of lots of early kind of things of where she, so you get this is her, for example, with Bob Geldof and Paul McCartney. And you get the impression that, like, in the early part of her career, she was incredibly busy promoting. She must have been absolutely exhausted, I would have thought, emotionally and physically. And sometimes this expression, I think, is almost like she's performing enjoyment. I get the impression she's quite shy, and this again may be my projections here, but when I was a similar age as well, I think there's lots of photos of me in social gatherings or where there was drinking and stuff, pulling similar expressions, and it was almost like I really wanted to be at home. I didn't really want to be there, but I was thinking, well, if I act really happy, or if I do these kind of really extroverted expressions, then I'll feel better. I'll feel like I'm enjoying myself. And I had a little bit of a Google at, looked on Google about what Kate Bush says about fame. And it's been 10 years since her last public appearance. And I really admire her for that. What she says is that when she doesn't have any work to promote, she doesn't see the point of being in the public eye. And I completely agree with her. She's had such a long career. I think she would have been sick and exhausted and burnt out if she'd carried on, especially if she carried on like she was in the first few years. And we'd have been sick of her as well. And so I really admire her approach. And I think she is someone who is very aware of the shadow side of victory, or I am going to use the word success again because that's the word we tend to use, or of fame. She's someone that is very aware of the shadow side of that and how you can get sucked in, and you lose what grounds you, you lose your normal life, and that is where the creativity comes. The creativity comes from the solitude and the normal life, I think, and all the things, nature and all the things that give you enjoyment in your day-to-day life. The creativity is thrives, I think, on solitude. So that is my take on Six of Wands. Be really interested to know if you've got any ideas about other songs for this card. What your think is difference between victory and success, and what you think about Kate Bush's approach to fame. And I mean, I know it frustrates some people that she hasn't had an appearance for so long, and I think most of us, I know I am really impatient for her next album to come out. She's hinted at it recently, hasn't she? But we'll probably still have to wait another few years. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think. Bye bye.